high straight shot is a fantastic shot to be practicing for your long irons, for your hybrids, for your fairway woods, and for your driver. Now, how do we produce the high straight shot? So the first thing we're going to do is alter the setup. So let's talk about the trajectory piece first. So once again, working off this 6-iron here, standard ball position for me would be slightly forward of center. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shift that from my normal position about a ball width forward, and then I'm going to widen the stance slightly. Now, widening the stance helps me to create a little shallower angle of attack or a sweeping motion, because my center is going to be a little further behind the golf ball. Therefore, my club's going to try to bottom out a little bit earlier. And then it's a little easier to create just a slight amount of tilt away from the target with the spine. Those characteristics, along with a nice free release and a high finish, is going to help me launch it up in the air. And again, when I have that scenario going with my long irons, hybrids, 3-wood driver, then I can more carry distance with my driver, a better attack angle so I can hit the ball further, and then being able to stop those longer clubs with those long approach shots. Now, the straight piece, nothing changes here from the low or the standard one. To create a straight shot, I have to be matching the face to my path. So those have to be doing something very similar at impact to create a straightish shot. Okay. Now, once again, referencing what is my current pattern. This is one of the most important things you can do when you're trying to hit these straight shots, is identify what is my current pattern. When I stand up and hit shots, does my ball take off right? Does my ball take off left? And then what curve does it have? So if I have a tendency to create the draw pattern, once I set up my plane station here, which is right between my elbows, I'm going to be, which I do have a tendency to create a little bit of a draw pattern, have the club fall inside and start balls to the right. I'm going to be feeling a slight fade pattern, or slightly above plane. That shifts my pattern, my path back towards neutral. Now, if I have the opposite issue and I have a tendency to hit some pulls or slices, and I know that I have a tendency to be over plane, then I'm going to rehearse a slight draw pattern in order to create my straight shot. And it's all feels. I'm using my plane station to create some short-term memory, some feels in my short-term memory that I can utilize up there to produce the shot I'm trying to produce. Okay, so I have that tendency to hit draws. So for me, I'm going to rehearse being on top of plane. Now I've got my gate up here to provide me some feedback. So slightly wider stance, ball forward, feel it on top of the plane, high straight shot. So that came out nice and high, very little curve on it. I'll be able to reference that went through the gate. If I have trouble seeing that, I can certainly video some of these and just watch and see, did I fire that ball out on line? But I should have a target downfield where I can see that's right where I was aimed. It went through the middle of that, had very little curve, so I produced the pattern that I was looking for. So to summarize, the high part, the ball just slightly forward, maybe a ball width or two forward of normal, widen the stance slightly to create a nice sweeping motion, finish the golf swing with a nice high finish, and utilize the pattern that is opposite of your norm. If you're a drawer, feel a little bit of a fade or on top of plane. If you're a fader, feel a little bit of a draw pattern or slightly under plane. So go through this rehearsal station, produce the shots up there, have a little gate for your task to complete. You'll start hitting high shots, straighter shots, great for the long clubs, long irons, hybrids, and of course hitting longer drivers.